By the end of this video, you'll understand the 7 biggest mistakes that keep pickleball players stuck at the same level, and more importantly, how to fix each one. These are the habits and patterns that quietly hold people back, even when they're practicing regularly and trying their best. Once you start correcting them, your game will feel smoother, your confidence will grow, and you'll finally begin breaking through to that next tier of play. So, grab your paddle, because we're diving deep into what really separates an average player from an advanced one. Let's start with one of the most underrated but crucial elements of pickleball, footwork. So many players focus on their paddle skills, but they completely overlook how much their feet affect their entire game. Good footwork is what allows you to stay balanced, reach tough shots, and stay aggressive at the kitchen line. But unfortunately, a lot of players fall into the habit of standing upright or flat-footed, just kind of shuffling from side to side. That lazy stance doesn't just look unprepared, it limits your control. When you're standing too tall and not on your toes, every ball that comes your way feels rushed. You end up reaching instead of moving behind the shot, which means your balance is off and your dinks lose precision. Compare that to players who stay low with their knees bent and their weight forward. Suddenly, their movements look explosive, their shots look cleaner, and their opponents start feeling that pressure. To build better footwork, keep yourself in an athletic position, stay on the balls of your feet, not your heels. When you dink, try getting your outside leg behind the ball so you can stay balanced and generate more control. The lower and lighter you are, the more dangerous you become. You'll find you can hit cleaner dinks, recover faster, and even disguise your next shot better, all because you've built a stronger foundation from the ground up. Now let's talk about one of the most common mindset mistakes: overhitting at the kitchen line. A lot of players, especially those who used to play tennis or other power-driven sports, come to the net and think every ball needs to be a winner. They hit hard, fast, and aggressive, but that's actually the opposite of what works at the kitchen. The kitchen isn't about force, it's about finesse. When you reach that line, the game slows down, and you need to shift from power to patience. Overhitting usually leads to errors or easy counterattacks for your opponent. Instead, you want to soften your hands, reduce your grip pressure, and start building points shot by shot. Think of it like a chess game. At the kitchen line, every dink is a move that sets up your next opportunity. Your goal isn't to end the rally immediately, it's to control it. Move the ball around with intention, mix up your depths and placements, and wait for the right ball to attack. When you find that perfect high dink or short pop-up, then go for your speed-up shot. But until then, stay calm and construct the point. Another habit that keeps players stuck in the intermediate zone is hitting short serves or short returns. At lower levels, it might not matter as much, but once you start facing stronger opponents, those short balls will get punished every time. A short serve gives your opponent a free path to the kitchen line, and a short return does the exact same thing. Both shots end up handing control of the rally to your opponent before you've even had a chance to get set. That's why one of the simplest ways to level up your game is to hit deeper serves and returns. When you serve deep, you push your opponent back, buying yourself more time to get ready for the next shot. When you return deep, you force them to hit their third shot from farther behind the baseline, which makes it harder for them to drop the ball accurately. Here's a quick trick. Aim a little higher over the net when you serve or return. That slightly higher trajectory naturally adds depth to your shot and gives you a bigger safety margin. You don't have to hit harder, just hit smarter. Pickleball might look like an individual sport at times, but in doubles, communication is everything. And yet, so many players at the 4.0 level and below rarely talk to their partners. They play side by side, but mentally, they're not on the same page. Lack of communication leads to confusion, missed shots, poor positioning, and mixed strategies. You might go for a soft game while your partner is trying to speed things up, and before you know it, you're stepping on each other's toes. To fix this, get into the habit of talking before every point. It doesn't have to be complicated. A simple, I'm serving deep to the backhand, look for the drive, or let's keep it soft this rally is enough. These little conversations set a shared goal for the point and keep you both mentally connected. During the match, keep talking between rallies. Encourage your partner, make small adjustments, and discuss what's working. When both players communicate and trust each other, the court suddenly feels smaller, the movement smoother, and the strategy sharper. Now, let's address a mistake that happens when the game gets tight. Poor shot selection under pressure. We've all been there. The score's close, you're feeling the nerves, and you decide to go for a flashy attack just to end it. But more often than not, that shot sails long or lands in the net, and suddenly, momentum shifts. Pressure changes how we think. It makes us impatient, but high-level players know that the key under pressure is to stay disciplined and only attack when the ball is right. If you're off balance, stretched wide, or leaning back, that's not your ball to attack. Reset it, stay patient, and wait for a better one. A good attack should come when you're in control, when the ball's at the right height, your legs are behind it, and you can follow through cleanly. Patience wins points. Remember, most rallies aren't decided by amazing winners. They're decided by unforced errors. So under pressure, don't try to be spectacular. Try to be solid. Here's the one mistake that's a real game changer: over-relying on your forehand. It's something almost everyone does because the forehand feels more natural and powerful. But when you constantly run around your backhand, you're creating a major weakness. The problem is that every time you avoid using your backhand, it falls further behind in development. That makes it even harder to trust during games, which causes you to avoid it even more, and before long, your opponents start targeting it relentlessly. The fix is simple. Practice your backhand on purpose. Give it reps. Spend an entire session working only on your backhand dinks, drives, and volleys. When both sides of your game are stable, you become unpredictable. Your opponent can't just keep feeding one side hoping for an error. A reliable backhand doesn't just make you safer, it makes you more dangerous. The last mistake that holds players back is being too aggressive while moving through the transition zone. Players often get attacked here and instinctively try to fight back with hard shots, thinking they can counter their way out, but that usually ends with the ball at their feet or in the net. When you're in transition, your goal is not to win the point, it's to survive and advance. This is the time to reset, not attack. Focus on blocking or dropping the ball softly into the kitchen, then use that moment to move forward. Once you reach the kitchen line, that's when you can start looking for the firefight. If you try to battle from mid-court against opponents already established at the net, you're fighting uphill. There's simply too much open space in front of you for them to attack. So stay patient, soften your hands, and aim to reset the rally. It might feel defensive at first, but in reality it's smart. You're choosing to fight from a position of strength rather than desperation. So, let's recap the 7 key things holding players back: lazy footwork, overhitting at the kitchen line, short serves and returns, poor communication, bad shot selection under pressure, overusing the forehand, and being too aggressive in transition. Fixing even 1 or 2 of these can completely change how you play. You'll start feeling more balanced, composed, and in control. The best part is that none of these require special skills or athleticism. They're all about awareness and adjustment. Start by focusing on one at a time.